Morning, Warriors. Your boy Garrett J. White, the Master Coach Mentor, coming at you with a little Wake Up WOD, the workout of the day for your mind, for CrossFit athletes and people who wish they were all over the world. Welcome here from CrossFit Ethos in Southern California. Today's Wake Up WOD principle, but before I get to it, a little reminder up in this place. If you've not downloaded the Wake Up Warrior app, what the hell? Get your ass on over to iTunes and Google Play and download the Wake Up Warrior app for access to unbelievable content every single day throughout the entire week for warriors just like you, teaching you how to be more, do more, and suck less while having it all in body, being, balance, and business. So today's Wake Up WOD principle comes down to this. The pathway to a weak life comes through a weak mind. The pathway to a weak mind comes through a weak body. Sit back and relax and welcome to today's Wake Up WOD. Alright, so let's not delay this shenanigans any longer, shall we? Let's check out our workout for the day. We start off with an 800-meter run and the little junkyard dog warm up. Not even going to demo that for you. It's a bunch of hippity-hoppity with a partner. Then we came into our skill set warm up, went through a little hang power clean technique using a medicine ball, going through 10 deadlifts, 10 muscle cleans, 10 front squats, and 10 power cleans. And then we moved on over to 95 pounds and went through that for 3 rounds. It's time to break out the torture devices. And we got into the real WOD, or workout of the day for the body. Here's what it was for time. My time is 12:23. It was a 200-meter farmer carry with half of your body weight, 100-meter barbell walking lunge with half of your body weight, 400-meter barbell overhead carry with half of your body weight. So like we do every single morning here on the Wake Up WOD, let me demonstrate the torturous movements of today's epic body burn. Okay, so half my body weight, because it wasn't even weight, we just went with 100 pounds on each one, even though my body weight is 195 pounds. It was easier just to throw the even weight on there. So we got 100 pounds on each. First, let's check it out. We got my dumbbell, or my barbell, that we're gonna use for the lunges, and that we use for the overhead walk. And then we got our crazy torturous farmer carry devices. So let me demo these up for you real quick. These a little out of order in the demo, but you'll get the principle just because the weights are a little far away from me. So let's look through some lunges. Then we went through a little overhead walk for 400 meters. So we did the lunges for 200 meters, and then we did our 100 meters, and then we did the walk for the walk for the shit, I can't even think. Walk for 400 meters overhead. The little farmer's carry.
This entire video series here is set up to teach you what I call the warrior's way. And what is this? Well, it's a process of going from feeling alone to being a leader. This video series is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak-based individual. It's not for the pussies who are unwilling to look at their lives. Who it is for? It's for guys who are trying to have it all.
Okay, so today's workout was a beast. And It took me 12 minutes. Average person finished in like 20 to 23 minutes in our box so far today. These kind of longer burn ones, are a little bit up my alley, because for the past like 5-6 years, I've done a ton of endurance work, so minus the 13 months of being on crutches after 3 Achilles tendon tears. But as I was thinking about today's workout, and I was thinking about the strength that it takes to mentally do a workout like this is far more intense than the actual physicality. Our trainer and the gym owner here said the following. He said today, he said, listen, when you start to get tired and you feel like you can only do 1 more rep, then do 5. And I started thinking about that. I thought, you know, how often in our lives do we end up breaking, not because our body cannot sustain anymore in our fitness, not because we can't sustain 1 more conflicting conversation in our marriage, not because we can't handle our child overreacting or responding in a certain way, not because we can't handle a client who's being irrational, not because we can't handle shit that's going down in our lives, because we ultimately can't handle it physically. The issue is we can't handle it mentally. See, our mind is connected to the nervous system, and the nervous system is connected to the mind. And the nervous system deals with stress. And as stress comes on, as load, as we call it in CrossFit and in working out, as load begins to put pressure and stress on the nervous system, it sends signals to the brain, and the brain says, stop. The brain says, don't do anymore. The brain says, you can't handle 1 more fight with your partner. The brain says, you can't handle 1 more move with your marketing. The brain says, you can't put in the time, 1 more effort in order to repair a relationship with your child. Workout, my mind was telling me all kinds of bullshit. It was telling me, Garrett, stop. Garrett, slow down. Garrett, this hurts too much. Garrett, the stress on the nervous system is too much. Slow down and drop the weight. And yet, as I sat there, I recognized that when I became conscious to what was actually going on in my mind, the signals from my nervous system to my mind were simply giving me a recommendation. A recommendation, but see, the power to make a choice is always in my head. I can do far more than I ever give myself credit for. You can do far more than you ever give yourself credit for. Your life can be significantly greater than it is today. To pull that off, you're going to have to come to grips with the following reality. And that is that big ass results in life come from having a very powerful fucking mind. And that a very powerful fucking mind comes down to having a body that is on fire, and a body and a tool that is working in your favor. A temple, a tabernacle to channel the power, the desires, and the dreams that you're looking for. About this morning, and I thought, you know, if I wanted to take down a world, if I wanted to take over a country, if I wanted to destroy a group of people, you know, you could do that 2 ways. Number one, you could come straight in with a bunch of bats and clubs and swords, and you could fight people. Or you know what you could do? You could slowly and subtly, year by year, get them to become obese, lazy, dumb, stupid, and slothful with their bodies. Because fast following a slothful, tired body is a nervous system that can't deal with stress. And a nervous system that can't deal with stress creates a weak mind. And a weak mind is inevitably susceptible to bad thoughts, to weak ideas, and to concepts of victimhood, entitlement, fear-based cravings, and desires that ultimately will never serve that individual in getting what they want. I wanted to take over a country. I wanted to take over a city. I wanted to destroy a people. I'd start with the food they eat and get them to start eating shitty. I'd get them to stop working out. I'd take PE out of the schools. I would encourage people to sit around and play on their phones and not actually do shit with their bodies. Why? Because if I could weaken their bodies, then I can weaken their minds. And if I can weaken their minds, then I can insert ideas that are contrary to the divine order of things, that are contrary to the divine order of who you are, warrior. Consider that you've been called to lead, that you've been called to be a person in this marketplace, in this planet, on this globe, and sitting in your city, in your families, in your marriages, to lead. But brother, you can't lead, you can't guide, and you can't take anybody to any sort of promised land if you're incarcerated inside your own body and incarcerated inside your own mind. If you desire to be free, if you desire liberty for your family, you desire liberty for your bank account, you desire liberty for the way you experience and express life, maybe may be the gateway to having those things, may be the gateway to you obtaining those things, may be the pathway to you ultimately having the things that you want in your life, is to strengthen and to fortify your mind by starting with your body. Now, I'm not going to tell you that just because you're fit, you're going to have a strong mind. But I'm going to tell you, you got a better chance of having a powerful mind to create the things that you desire if you give yourself a chance to do workouts and to inspire your body to operate as a vessel for truth, a vessel for light, a vessel for possibility, and a vessel for inspiration and fire that's coming down through you to humanity, my friends. I get that it's easy. It's easy to just let a little bit slide. It's easy to let your body get a little out of whack. It's easy to let your mind just drift and react to the responses of life. It's easy to just have an okay life. You know, and if I look at what CrossFit does for me, it does so much more for me than just give me a fit body. It gives me a fit mind. Every single morning, fortifying my mind and fortifying my body and fortifying the reality that when I wake up in the morning, I don't sit back and wait for life to dictate to me what the fuck's gonna happen. I don't sit back and wait for the hope that my day is gonna be good. The hope that the things that I want out of my business, out of my marriage, out of my family, that somehow by default, these things are just gonna happen to me. No, I take care of my core four, my body, my beingness, the balance in my marriage and my family, and my business when it comes to my marketing, sales, and systems. What's my suggestion to you today? That the pathway to the greatest results of your life come through the powerful, strong mind. And that in order to have a powerfully strong mind, you gotta have a fortified body. In order to have a fortified body, you got to get your ass out of bed in the morning and get your ass to a gym. What kind of workout and fitness routine would I encourage you to take on? CrossFit. Why? Because that's what I do. And that's what I have found for warriors, the most powerful, strong, fortifying process of waging war with yourself every single morning. Could you do something else? Could you go to 24-hour fitness? Could you go to Gold's Gym? Could you go to any number of places and get a good workout? Of course you could. Could you work out in your backyard and get a good workout? Of course you could. But there's something powerfully strong about heading into a CrossFit gym and allowing your mind and your body to go to war with itself in the morning. And to know that at the end of that workout that you came out on top and that nobody today is going to dictate your path of life. As you go forward today, warriors, let me remind you of one powerful concept that is today's Wake Up WOD principle, and that is the pathway to having a powerful life is to have a powerful mind. And the pathway to having a powerful mind is to have a powerful body. And the pathway to having a powerful body is to get your ass out of bed and get yourself to a workout at a CrossFit gym locally near you. So as you go forward today, warriors, remember the power in today's marketplace as a modern day warrior comes down to the simple formula of authenticity. Be real, get raw, and stay relevant with the ruthless commitment to creating big ass results today.